Alright guys, I don't really do this sort of video, you know, the hey look, a stupid thing a social justice warrior is saying sort of video. I avoid this sort of stuff, but there's one video I saw a few months ago, and it was so amazingly bad, I felt I had to make a video, and then I couldn't find it again. This video comes from a site called The Revelist, and if you're on Facebook a lot, in a lot of troll groups or social justice groups, you'll see a lot of videos by a bunch of morbidly obese, weird-looking women with layers upon layers of makeup on their face and giant fake smiles plastered on their faces trying to convince you that they're happy, talking about how great it is to be unbelievably fat. The main woman who makes this, I don't remember her name, I found it but I don't care enough to look it up to tell you what her name is. She's the star of these videos and she works for multiple other horrible websites. And just as Trump was elected, or just before he was elected, I saw her post an unbelievably idiotic video, which just had me in stitches. And I'd like you all to watch it with me, and we can sort of enjoy the idiocy here together, okay? Let's play it.
Okay. So this morning, on my way to work, I was almost assaulted by a Trump supporter.
My god, Tanamangu really got fat.
I was almost assaulted by a Trump supporter.
I'm like, is this Uber driver kidnapping me?
I was almost assaulted by a Trump supporter.
Like, are we getting kidnapped right now?
Almost assaulted by a Trump supporter.
Excuse me, A, that is holding me hostage. B, that is illegal. C, are you gonna fuck?
Almost assaulted by Trump supporter. I was almost kidnapped by a taxi driver. There are so many things fake in this just 3 seconds of this video. Let's go by them one by one. Walking to work, assaulted by Trump supporter. Okay, probably not assaulted by Trump supporter. I doubt what she does can be called work. And walking, really, I'm guessing she's got like some sort of mobility scooter. Not really a walking type. Okay, let's keep playing.
I was walking to work and I saw a man probably in his early 60s, and he was selling Trump pins and buttons. And I look at the man and I look at the pins again, and my instinct was to roll my eyes. And then when I turn back at the guy, he looks at me and says, "What?" And then makes a fist like he's gonna punch me. My instinct was to laugh. I laughed and I looked around to see if anyone else saw what just happened, and there was a police officer. There was a white male police officer standing right next to me who did nothing.
It is very important that he is white and male. Please remember this fact. It is an important plot point in the story.
He just stood there. He just looked at me and then looked away.
Yeah, if I saw your fat ass, I'd probably look away too. Don't really think it has anything to do with what's going on here. Sorry, baby.
I came to work and I was in such disbelief of what had just happened. I never thought that it would happen here in New York. I thought I was safe being in New York, being a Latina woman in New York.
Oh my god, look, she's crying. I thought I was safe being a Latina woman in New York. I just love how her race and her sex are highlighted in yellow, because that's so important. Just that. Also, another plot point to remember. And look at her face. Look at her face. Look at this.
I thought I was safe, but I guess I'm not. These tears aren't tears of fear. Tears of fear. Tears of fear.
Tears of fear.
That band sucks.
These are tears of anger and frustration, and the hardest thing about this is that I don't know if this man will be there tomorrow. I don't know if he'll be there next week, next month.
Okay, this video has just about a minute left to it, but I don't think it's worth watching it. Let me just summarize. She starts crying, which is hilarious to me. Then she lists off a bunch of minority groups and accuses everyone of being a bunch of racists. And then she's appalled that this could happen in New York because, as she understands it, conservatives just aren't allowed to live in New York, I guess. I think this is the thought process of these people. They don't believe that there is anyone conservative in New York or in California. These people do not exist. They've never seen one, and they think that this is like a fucking giant safe space. If you try to enter New York and you tell them you voted for the GOP, they shoot you. I mean, not in the face. They just shoot in the air so you'd run away, but you can't come in. No, this city is a safe space. No white people, please. White people need not apply. But let's get back to the point. Let me really understand your story here. Female Pillsbury Doughboy, don't really know where her name is. So you were walking down the street. That's already hard to believe. You were walking down the street, and then you saw a man in his 60s selling Trump buttons and pins. You wanted to confront him, but you're too much of a pussy, so instead you passively-aggressively rolled your eyes at him, and then he passively-aggressively waved his fist at you. And you felt so intimidated, you laughed in his face, also passively-aggressively. And the cop who was standing just right next to you, who was white and male, that's very important, he didn't do anything, because if he was a black woman, he'd just kill this guy. He just, summary execution. Just, hey, this man is guilty? Yes, bang, dead. My guess is that the cop was standing there and he looked at a morbidly obese woman and a man in his 60s who, if either of them tried to do something, they would both just immediately die of cardiac arrest, stand there and exchange petty threats at each other and have no intention of actually doing anything. And of course, he didn't involve himself because he's not an idiot. This is probably the stupidest video I've seen in my life. I probably won't be doing any more videos of this sort, but I just really wanted to share this with anyone out there on YouTube so you can all get a hearty laugh at the idiocy going on here. And if you're the sort of channel who makes anti-social justice videos, well, here's a great target for you. If you love making fun of these people, this is probably the funniest, most stupid source of content for you to bastardize for your ad revenue. Go to the Revelist, go to whatever other site this woman is at, and I assure you, every single one of her videos is a fucking comedy show. Anyways, everyone else, that's it for me for today, and good night.